we decide that Thursdays are kind of like the
Oh yeah,
the
they're like the
slow.
worst day, the slow news day. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
like it ain't bumping, bruh. Like, what is that? So, not to rate the days of the week, but I think we need to rate the days of the week. But
Okay.
like, so like Friday and Saturday, right? Like, what are Friday and Saturday? Are these? They're like the best days of the week, right?
Okay. I think most people would agree with you.
Okay, Friday and Saturday are like the best days of the week. Then you've got Monday, arguably one of the worst days of the week. So you have your best days of the week right next to like a day away from your worst day of the week. Sunday is just, I don't know, it kind of depends.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Wednesday, which is a pretty good day of the week. So that leaves Tuesday and Thursday. So I think Thursday is just kind of like it's not the worst day. It's the day that people wish would just like hurry up and get out of the way.
Right.
Or is that Tuesday?
I think it's
I don't know.
both.
Well, Tuesday is the day after the worst day. So it's at least Tuesday's like not Monday, right? Like, how great is it to be Tuesday? Like, Tuesday, there's just not a lot of expectations, right? Because it's just like, well, at least it's not Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go.
Well, you know how like Wednesday is like the hump day of the week. I think like Tuesdays and Thursdays are the hump days between the good and the bad days of the week. It's like
Okay.
a sub hump day.
Yeah, but like I honestly think Thursday is the worst day of the week. Not like the worst day, just like the most like, hey man, I just need you to get it out of the way so Friday can get here. Like, nothing against you, Thursday, but Friday's where it's at, and like you need to like get your shit and get out. Like, come on, like just get out of here. Like, hurry up and get over.
It's kind of like the week. You could probably kind of like apply the 7 stages of like grief to the week.
Oh yeah,
You know, like
yeah.
acceptance and all that, whatever the steps are. I can't think of them currently.
Oh, you're gonna make me look this up, aren't you?
Go for it.
7 stages of grief. Oh my gosh, we're just clicking on the very top thing, not scrolling down at all. This is probably an advertisement. 1 is disbelief and shock. 2 is denial.
Which is definitely like 1 or Monday. It's disbelief and shock.
So Monday is 1. 2 is denial. All right. 3 is guilt and pain. 4 is bargaining.
Yeah.
5 is anger. 6 is depression. So that's Thursday. And 7 is acceptance. Yeah, those are.
I feel like
stages.
Tuesday would be acceptance because like Monday's already passed. You've already had your fit that it's Monday and it's the start of the week, and now it's Tuesday. You've accepted it. You know, it's like, okay,
yeah,
we can do this.
I think, yeah. So 1, like Monday is 1, Sunday is 2, which is denial. 2 is denial. Guilt and pain. Yeah. So what is Thursday? What was Thursday? I think 4, bargaining. I think that's gonna be Thursday.
Yeah, because you know, like, oh, you know, it's almost Friday.
Yeah.
Like you start praying to whatever God you worship, and you're just like, just get me through this day, get me through that weekend.
Give me the Friday, man. Give me the Friday. And then you got 5, which is probably Friday, especially if you work during the week and you're just like, I just need this work day to be over so I can leave.
Yeah. Did we already do pain and guilt?
Pain and guilt?
I think
guilt and pain was 3.
Oh, was it? I was gonna say Saturday because after Friday night, where you've been drinking
Yeah.
and starting your weekend. You wake up with that hangover. You got that pain and guilt of what you did.
Oh, you do have pain and guilt of what you've done.
Or it could be Sunday.
Or it could be Sunday.
Yeah.
True. Or we could just be old. Like, if you notice that, like the older you are, the more pain and guilt you have. Oh, especially after days of like exuberance. Yeah. Oh no, my cat's on my desk. Oh no, baby girl, no. Don't be, you're freaking me out. Like, she's like a new cat. So she doesn't know that, like, she's still like, oh, I wonder what this wire tastes like. You know?
Oh boy.
She's lost she hasn't lost the excitement of discovering new tastes and chewing textures yet.
That's nice.
So, yeah.
She's gonna find out real quick if it's a live wire though.
Well, yeah, that's fine. Like, well, I'm not worried that she's gonna do that because she's on top of my desk, but like a lot of the stuff on top of my desk is just like USB cords. And like those aren't gonna shock you. They're just gonna be like, and that's gonna be it.
Right.
Gosh.
And then you gotta buy a new USB cord.
Dude, I found these auxiliary cords, like, because they kept chewing my auxiliary cords, because those are actually like hanging down in the floor, right? I found these auxiliary cords that have like they're wrapped, you know, like flat wound strings, like guitar strings and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're basically wrapped like flat wound guitar strings. They got just like a steel wrap around it and stuff like that. And I was just like, oh my gosh, like, this is awesome. So yeah, I got a couple of those. Like, they already tried chewing on it. Like, my older cat, she put it in her mouth because she like saw it. She was just like, what is this? And put it in her mouth. And she felt that it was metal. And she was just like, no, I can't. And my younger cat put it in her mouth. She found it and put it in her mouth, and she was just like, oh, what the hell? And then it didn't do anything to it, and that was it. And I was just like, yes, my $3 purchase was vindicated. Yes. It was a happy day.
Nice.
But I was just like, they're not going to chew on this anymore after this one experience of them learning.
Well, curiosity and cats, you know.
Sure. Curiosity and whatnot. Okay, there we go. I put the thing in are we done rating the days? Like,
did we get them all?
Did we get it? Well, I mean, like, they really don't match up to a 7-day week, right? Like,
sure they do.
Because, well, no, because you got Saturday. There's no like elation or happiness. I guess that could be acceptance. Like, day 7 could be like acceptance, right? So you've got Monday, which is disbelief and shock. Tuesday is denial. Wednesday, what is Wednesday? Is that guilt and pain, or is that bargaining? No, Thursday was bargaining. Yeah, no, they kind of line up just straight down the line. Like, Wednesday's kind of guilt and pain. Friday's anger. I would say Sunday is depression, and then, which is number 6, and then Saturday is acceptance, which is number 7.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Either way, 7 stages, 7 days of the week.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. It's weird. I think it's too much of a mood swing. It's too moody, man. It's like crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of a heavy discussion topic.
Yeah. What is this thing about gravity in the future, man? Like, what are you talking about?
What?
But boom, you don't get that reference? You've never watched freaking Back to the Future? Huh?
I have. Huh? I just don't remember.
Because like Marty's always like, man, heavy, man, and then like Doc from the past he was just like, what is this thing in the future? Is it like gravity just like different in the future?
I remember now. I was just testing you.
Yeah, sure.
It's actually been a while since I've watched any of those movies.
Yeah, that movie used to come up on TV a lot. That was one of the, I guess that was one of the, what is it? The when it's a justifiable, like it's a thing that justifies a thing, right? Existence or whatever. Oh, I can't remember the word.
It's hard.
Yeah, when you're just like, I'm glad this exists for this reason, right? Like it's, dang it, man. Words at 5 o'clock in the morning are hard, man. They're really hard.
I know, man. I'm sorry.
That was one. Oh, like, don't be sorry. It's fine.
I'm not really sorry, but
sorry, not sorry. Redeeming qualities. There we go. Redeeming qualities. This is one of the redeeming qualities of like network television, right?
Is you get to watch all the old stuff?
No, like movies would just come on, right? Like you didn't, like movies would just happen. And it was like all the old movies that were like 5 years old or something like that. Like I remember watching my first R-rated movie on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Terminator 2. But it wasn't like the movie version of Terminator 2. It was the cable version of Terminator 2.
It was
like,
the
I remember
PG-13 version of a rated R movie.
Yeah, but like I didn't know the difference at the time. I was just like, ooh, this is a R-rated movie. And my dad's letting me watch it. It's cool, you know? Like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like I used to watch Roadhouse and stuff on TV. It came on TV all the time. And like it was like I've always heard like, wow, Roadhouse is a crazy like R-rated movie, and I was just like, that's not that crazy because I only ever watched the TV version, right? Like I only watched what came on like TNT or something like that.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of other like regular movies that came on. There was always like cool sci-fi movies that came on, especially on Sci-Fi Network.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When they didn't have like the weird TV shows, then they had the old sci-fi movies that were pretty cool. That were like, I guess, so cheap that they were just like, all right, we'll just buy this and put it on there. Let's see. What other movies came on a whole bunch? Like the Back to the Future movies, those came on a pretty good bit. Did you ever notice the difference between like the cable versions of movies and the TV versions of movies? Or did you ever like go back and watch not the cable and the TV, the movie theater versions of movies and like the TV? That's what I said. I did. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That's why I was confused. I was like, what's the difference?
Cable is TV. But no, like the I guess the movie release version and the TV release version, like for example, like I watched Roadhouse a bunch when I was a kid, and I was just like, oh, it's not that bad, and everybody was freaking out about it. Well, I went back and watched it like a year or two ago with my wife. It was on like Netflix or something like that, right? And like me and my wife watched it, and I was just like, holy shit, this is not the Roadhouse I watched as a child. Like I just watched this. I just watched Patrick Swayze like break this dude's fucking neck, and like he's all naked and stuff with this other girl, and they're both naked, and it's like kind of like a softcore porn on the like roof of this lake house or whatever, and it's weird and and like literally like there's some like very key differences that got cut out of the TV version. And it kind of like, it didn't really change the story of the movie, but it definitely made it more adult themed.
I can't think of a specific example, but I do remember watching like a movie that I may have owned at one point or saw a like VHS release or a DVD release, and then watching it on TV and noticing that there were different scenes on TV. And
like whole ass different scenes.
Yeah, like entirely different scenes. Like not even like deleted scenes, like owning the movie. You could go in and you go to the menu and check out deleted scenes and stuff like that. They wouldn't even be in that. They'd just be completely different scenes for like TV.
Holy shit.
And I can't remember specifically, but I remember it happening because I remember being like, what? Like, I don't remember this. Like, this is one of my favorite movies. Like, I think it might have been like Blues Brothers. Like I've owned Blues Brothers. I don't know if we owned a VHS version of it, but I know I've owned like a DVD version of it and then like a collector's edition of it because it's one of my favorite movies growing up was the Blues Brothers. And then watching it on TV.
We owned a couple of versions of the Blues Brothers on recorded VHS. Like, oh, it's coming on TV. Put the thing in and like record. Like, did you ever have those? Like, where you like recorded off of the TV?
Oh yeah.
On a VHS and like that was just your movie.
It's like, oh, the new episode's coming out and don't forget to tape it.
Yeah, like that. And like we had like this thing kind of in the neighborhood where like people wanted, like there was one guy that had like 2 of those, right? So he could like play one and then record on the other one. So he could like, I guess he could copy VHSs or whatever it was. So, like, if there was a movie you wanted to watch or whatever, and, like, Blockbuster didn't have it or whatever, you might get the TV version of it. Full of commercials and everything.
Oh, boy.
But it's on a
those were crazy days.
Yeah, those were good days, man. Those were good old days. Gosh, dude. Like, I couldn't imagine watching TV now. Like I was talking to my dad the other day and he was watching TV while we were on the phone and I was like playing a video game or whatever and he was just like, man, what is up with all these commercials nowadays? I'm just like, what are you talking about? Like he's just like, man, these things suck and they're just long and they're all over the place and I'm sick of it. And I'm just like, Dad, like let alone I don't watch TV. Also, I have ad blocker on. Also, like for the websites ad blocker doesn't work on, I have specific ad blockers. Like I haven't seen a commercial in like years, right? Like unless I go to YouTube and like type in like 1990s commercials that like bring you back to your childhood or whatever, you know? Yeah. Like I haven't seen that like a commercial in forever. And he's just like, wait, what? You can block the ads? I'm just like, yeah, Dad, you can block the ads.
You just blew his mind.
Yeah, I was just like, this is why I don't do cable TV anymore. And he's like, yeah, I've been thinking about doing that. I'm like, you've been thinking about it? Like, come the hell on, man.
Oh yeah, like at work, they have TVs like in the break room and stuff, and people can, you know, they have like TV piped in there, like regular basic TV, like news and regular local channels and stuff like that. And people will be watching stuff and I'll be in there doing my own thing and maybe something's on that's kind of catching my attention. It's just like every 10 minutes is a commercial break that lasts 10 minutes. And I'm just like, just sitting there thinking like, boy, I do not miss this crap.
That's wild. I just can't imagine not being like commercials anymore. Like it just hurt. Like it breaks my brain. Like it changes my perception of reality. Like I will say this, the last time there was one time like I installed a browser or something like that at work or something like a year or so ago or whatever. And like I had to like go look at a thing on YouTube or whatever, and I installed, like I had a fresh PC and all that stuff and put in Firefox and all that kind of stuff. And like I went on YouTube and I was just like, I hated it, dude. I was just like, God, just please give me ad block, please. Within two ads, I stopped what I was doing and just went and found the ad block to put in Firefox and then just put it in there. Like it was that bad. Like I stopped what I was doing to make money to just go do this other thing so I can stop being annoyed by commercials.
Yeah. Hey, you know, priorities.
And I see people on their cell phones that have like, they're on YouTube and they show me a video and they're like, oh, we gotta wait. There's an ad here. I gotta do this. I'm just like, dude, just install the ad block browser and then just look at YouTube through that, so you don't have to watch any ads. And they're just like, wait, what? You could watch YouTube without ads on your phone? I'm like, yeah, that's just, you got to do it through the ad block browser.
Yeah.
What?
I think I have that on my phone, actually.
Like everybody, a lot of people think that you could only watch YouTube through the YouTube app or through like their regular like browser app. No, you could watch it through AdBlock browser. And yeah, YouTube has purposefully made it more inconvenient because that's just the way they are, because they want you to watch them ads. But like, yeah, you could just watch it through the AdBlock browser on mobile. It's not a big thing.
Yeah, it's a website just like anything else.
Yeah, like in the time that you would normally sit there and wait through an ad, you could just hit the full screen button in the AdBlock browser, and then problem solved. It's like, oh look, it's full screen now.
You did it.
Yeah, I don't like commercials.
Same.
But that does bring up an awkward question, right? Like, how do you support in this day and age of like content creation and stuff like that? How do you support a content creator that's on YouTube? You're like, man, I really watch a lot of their content. And I like what they do and blah, 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 and all that good stuff. Like, if they haven't set up like a Patreon or whatever, then like it kind of gets hard. There's like channel memberships now on YouTube, which I guess that's a thing that you could do if you wanted to.
Yeah, but I think
have that. Like you're a big famous YouTuber. Like, what does all that stuff do?
I think it's very similar to Patreon. I imagine.
Do you know what the cut is?
I don't, but I imagine it's, I imagine YouTube gets a cut regardless. It's probably very, very much the same as anything else.
Yeah. See, I thought the YouTube channel membership stuff was like the same as a Twitch subscription, right?
I believe it is like a monthly.
It's
commitment.
A monthly, it's a monthly commitment like Patreon and like Twitch subs.
Yeah.
But it gives you access to a bunch of different stuff. Like, I wish Patreon integrated with YouTube and Twitch a lot better. I do. I understand why they don't, because that's why would you put money into YouTube and Twitch if Patreon gave you all the accessibility that you wanted, right? Like if it unlocked features on other platforms. But I just feel like I don't know, Patreon's just better. This being said by a person who does not have a Patreon page that you can go to and click on and give money. I just don't have that. I haven't set it up. I need to, but I haven't.
I have one.
Yeah, I know you do. I don't.
Well, start one.
How do you do that? Is it hard? Is it like a 10-minute thing where you're just is it like making another YouTube account? Is it just that easy?
It depends on how much you want to put into it.
Oh yeah.
You can, when you create a Patreon, you can create like a tier system, and you decide how much each tier is, from like $1 a month to more.
Yeah.
And you can assign rewards for those tiers. So let's say someone does the $1 sign up for you on Patreon, then maybe they get like access to behind the scenes content or whatever. It's entirely up to the individual creator what they do.
I don't want that. I don't want the walled garden of content, right? I think if I had one, it would just be like, hey, this is another way you could give me money if you like what I do. You're not going to get anything extra for being here. It's just I get a higher percentage of the money that you give. Because Patreon doesn't really take that much from the cut, right?
Yeah, not as much as YouTube or Twitch. I don't remember right off the top of my head what it is, but it's much less.
Twitch is like a 50-50 from the sub itself, unless you're huge and it's 70-30, right? But they're going to be stopping that, so it's still going to be 50-50. And then I think YouTube it's either like a
40%, I think.
Yeah, 40-60 or something like that.
Patreon is 5%.
What the hell? So yeah,
it's the best way to do it.
Yeah, if I was a person that was just hey, let's do give me money, I would definitely like. It would almost be worth. It would almost be worth, like you, like anybody that has a Patreon sub. I just give you like a Twitch sub. Like I just gift you a Twitch sub, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if I gift you a Twitch sub, it costs me $2.50. Right? Because it like I'm just giving Papa Jeff Bezos I'm giving him his cut. The other cut's already coming to me in that, and then yeah, Patreon gets their 5%, and like the rest of it comes to me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, and you can have,
It's almost worth that. Yeah,
you can have
go for it.
Patreon like tiers where it's just like, hey, thanks. Like literally, like the only thing really that I offer on mine, just because one, I don't have time in my week to do more than I am already doing, unfortunately. Like if I was a full-time YouTuber, I would be able to do more things like you know, exclusive like streams to Patreon
Yeah.
patrons, or
Well, dude, I told you you got to stop working at the strip club if you want to be a full-time YouTuber. Like,
yeah, but the
it ain't
money,
gonna
dude,
happen.
the money's so
I
good,
know,
bro.
I know. Money's just too good. I understand. I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm damned if I do, and I'm damned if I don't.
But as I was saying, like specifically, like I have a $1 tier, and it just says like what they get is my undying gratitude and a custom thumbnail, which I started doing. I know Sarge, Bad Company Sarge, does like wallpapers or something like that for his Patreon. So I was like, that's kind of a cool idea. Like that's something I could do because I'm pretty good at making like thumbnails and stuff for my videos. At least that's what people tell me. I don't know if they're actually any good, but that's what people say. So I'm assuming they are telling me the truth and not blowing sunshine up my butt. But I mean, like,
Yeah.
that's pretty much every tier. Like I have a 1, a 3, a 5, 15, and a 30, and it's just there for options. And like some people want to do more, some people want to do less, some people can only do less or whatever. It's like, but I don't like push it like, oh, you got to do this or I'm gonna not be able to eat. You know, it's just like, hey, here's the thing. If you want to support what I'm doing and this is a way you want to do it, here's some options to do it. I can't give you much in return for doing it other than like pretty much my gratitude and maybe a little thumbnail or something, but like here's something you can do if you want to. It's entirely your choice. So
if I do it, I think that's what I would do. It's just like, hey, you want to give me money? Here it is. There's no strings attached.
Yeah, and
we're both in free relationships. You know, we can do whatever we want, but every once in a while we come together to do a thing.
That's right. It's an open relationship.
Just an open relationship where we accept each other's differences and you give me money.
Pretty much.
Oh my gosh.
It's just like merch. Like I started doing merch.
Did you?
Yeah.
Like, dude, are you recording right now?
Yeah.
You are recording, right?
Of course.
Okay, all right.
30 minutes so far.
This whole podcast is just going to be like, hey, old movies, and also plugging all our stuff.
Well, that's not what I'm doing though. I was trying to make a point that like even with like the merch stuff that I do, it's just there because I know some people had mentioned it would be cool if they could get a sticker or something, you know?
Yeah.
And it's there. It's just there.
Yeah.
Like I probably should push it more than I do.
Yeah, because I didn't even know you had merch, bro. I want a red jar. Like, tell me you have red jars for merch.
So
tell me.
Well, tell me. I can't completely say that there is because like the website that I use already has a inventory of like blank slates. And then I created the images and stuff to be put on them.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they do have like little like mason jars that you could get like a jar red symbol put on it. But I think the last time someone tried to get it, they were sold out.
Oh no.
But anyways, again, like the point I was making was not me plugging merch. It was just making a point that it's just there to give people options, to give people, if someone wants to do it, then they can. If they don't, hey, you know what? That's fine. I have a job. I make money.
Yeah.
But if people want to, you know, support a little bit more, then they can. I think that's the best way to go about it.
Okay. All right.
And it doesn't cost me anything, like for the merch thing. Like I literally, you just sign up on their website, you create like a little virtual storefront, you upload your own designs, and then someone wants to get something, they pick a shirt or a hat or a sticker, and then what design that goes on it. And then that website takes care of everything. I don't have to do nothing.
They just sit there and make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, I've thought about merch, and I don't think anybody would have the merch that I would want to make. Like the quality factor of merch, right? Like I don't think anybody would have that.
Yeah. Well, you just have to definitely change your expectations a little bit.
Yeah. Cause I get the t-shirt and like the mug or, whatever, like the coaster, but I want different merch. I want merch that's built different,
Mm-hmm.
I've thought of what if I made a little, a box, just a little, a cigar box type thing, but with little dividers. And it's just a little crazy Eddie, storage / sorting box or whatever, just a little
pencil
place.
Case.
No, just a little place to put your weed, man. That's it. Stuff like that.
Well, what's to stop you from doing that? You got a 3D printer, don't you?
Well, no, but it's gonna be made out of wood,
Oh, okay. You got
also,
a lathe.
I'm not gonna. Well, no, I don't have a lathe. I wish I had a. Dude, I wish I had a lathe. Well, man, I'll tell you what, we'd be making all kinds of round cylinders.
And the discussion
at that point
goes to wood.
Yeah. Yep.
As it should.
Hard, grainy wood.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
Against the grain. That'd be a great name for a podcast.
That would be a great name.
I'm almost certain
a woodworking
exists.
Podcast.
I guarantee you that exists.
Are you about to look it up?
Yeah, I am.
Oh my gosh.
I'm literally gonna against the grain. Yeah, the podcast against the grain. It exists.
Oh my gosh.
That's too catchy to not have existed already. So it's just one of those phrases that has existed since the dawning of mankind. Against the grain. From cutting wood to cutting meat.
Oh God.
You always want to cut against the grain.
Oh my gosh, dude.
There's no meat sellers that sponsor us, but they could.
They could be a sponsor.
Meat of America. Meat. I don't know what exists. I know there's there's literally a pork organization. Isn't there something called like that?
Well, yeah, probably. Dude, there's all kind of meat organizations and oh, this is the insert acronym here. We're over, we set standards for yada yada and do this. And I'm just so who put you in charge of these standards? Are you a government organization? No, we're just a bunch of meat lovers that all got together to do this thing. And I'm just okay, well, whatever.
Yeah.
So basically, you're just a thing to make you sound official so you can sell more stuff or charge more for thingamabobs. Got it. Got it. There was something I was going to ask you and I have zero idea what it was. Oh, I remember now. So currently it's November 3rd. Currently it's November 3rd. Did you have a good Christmas, Jared?
What?
Well, everybody knows October 31st is Halloween. November 1st is Christmas Eve. November 2nd is Christmas, and November 3rd is hey, we're just waiting on New Year's to show up. Did you have a great Christmas? You don't know.
I don't even know how to answer this question.
Well, you know how all kinds of people are putting up decorations in not grocery stores. I shouldn't say that, but in department stores in America, November 1st is notorious for oh, this is the day all the Christmas decorations go out.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Right, the day after Halloween, they're selling that night. There's just the hot swap of all the Halloween stuff and all the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, and they straight up skip Thanksgiving every time.
They skip Thanksgiving, which I mean, Thanksgiving being a holiday, celebrating the union between the Pilgrims and Native Americans and all that and blah 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 and all this. That's questionable. Let's just say it's a holiday for giving thanks for the things you have. How about that? Or
I just want to eat some food, man.
Yeah, just a reason to eat some shit. That's about it. but still, like
Like, here's the thing. I don't care about any of that. All I know is I get the day off. I get
yeah,
paid to have the day off, and I get to eat some good food.
yeah.
That's why I like holidays.
But did you have a good Christmas?
No, because I had to work. if by your definition Christmas is the 2nd of November, then no, I had to work. So no, I did not have a good Christmas. Are you happy now? Does that help?
Yeah, it helps a lot. Like, it started off as a joke, and then it got real, and then it kind of went back to a joke, and now it's just real again, so it's fine.
This is...
When did you start recording? Did you, like, catch the Skyrim stuff that we were talking about?
No, I think I started after that.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember when exactly I actually started it, but it's 40 minutes exactly at this point.
Oh, okay. Like, does your community know, like, how deep into Skyrim modding you are? You're
Probably
like,
not, because I don't really talk about it, or I don't really, and I think I've streamed it.
Oh, that's right. It's not a spooky
like
game.
Once.
It's
Yeah,
not a
but
scary game.
I could stream it over on my Twitch channel.
Yeah, you could.
You know, which is at twitch.tv/jarredgaming. jar_red_gaming, because I had to do it that way. But no, I doubt anyone knows other than like you and Kato and Sarge, and you know, because I don't. That's not normal content.
So they don't know that you've somehow gotten 300 mods to work in Skyrim. And they all work great, and everything works good, and everything looks good, except for the fact you don't have light poles sometimes, and like everything's working out. They don't know that, dude. That is a feat in and of itself. I'm telling you, it's a feat.
And even so, like I see other videos of people like showing off their Skyrim builds, and mine looks so insignificant compared to what other people have achieved, and it's infuriating because I want to do those things as well, but I think I would definitely need a more powerful machine, which is weird to say about a game that came out in 2011, 2012 or something like that.
True.
But a lot of these mods are just like resource power hungry.
Yeah, because
monstrosities.
They're not really. I mean, they're mods, so they're not optimized for like performance.
Especially if they're new mods. Older mods that have been around for a while and have been like tested and retested and remade, and you know, most of those work pretty seamlessly.
Yeah.
But you get into some of the newer mods, especially mods that change like textures or like trees or your long distance rendering and stuff like that. It can really affect your performance, unfortunately. But yeah, I've got like 344 or 343 active mods. Now those are including not just like the main master files, but all the little intricacies of those mods. Like some mods have different options and stuff like that, which I think all count towards that number.
Yeah.
Because the total amount of like active like ESP master mods you can have is like 254 before the game just actually breaks. So I don't think I'm quite there. I don't think I'm quite.
So maybe that's the thing about Skyrim modding, right? Like, do you think it's like you know how like you have like racing and then you have like modding cars and stuff like that? Maybe that's kind of what's happening right now. Like maybe there's there's like a whole like sub community of like, I just want to see how many mods I can get into this game. Like how
there totally is.
How crazy can it be? Like can I hit the 1,000 mod mark? Is that a thing that could happen?
Technically I think, because you can have 254 or 255 like main active mods, but I think as far as like what they call light mods is concerned, I think you can have like multiple thousands of those. I think the actual game supports. I watched a video of someone who had like supposedly like 500 or 600 mods.
Dude, just imagine Fast and the Furious, right? The first one, the first janky one, right? But
Yeah.
instead of like people showing up in their like super hyper Japanese cars and their hot rods and their, you know, whatevers that go real fast and just hanging around and listening to the hippity hop music, like people are in a VR chat room and they show up and they just have like a mod list of all their mods in Skyrim. Right.
Yeah.
They just have a
Dude.
mod list of all their mods in Skyrim. They're listening to like D&D fantasy playlist number 4 on Spotify.
Hell yeah, dude.
And like there's usernames like Dragon Bjorn, right? Like Born is spelled different, and then like Dova Kid and stuff like that.
Dova Kid. Dude, that would be pretty cool.
But it's just a bunch of like people in VR chat, and they're just like all hanging around, like talking about their modded Skyrim build. Like,
Dude,
yeah, I got 378 mods in this one, man. It runs pretty good at 4K.
Dude, that would be so much more interesting than the way that one of the things that I've noticed, and it's annoying the ever living crap out of me, is I'll look up a video on YouTube about, you know, modded Skyrim. Like, let's see somebody's, you know, really sick looking, realistic looking Skyrim build, essentially. And they'll have no mod list. It'll just be like, if you want to see my mod list, go join my Discord. So fuck you and your Discord. I don't want to join your freaking Discord. Tell me what mods you're using so that I can recreate what you've created. Piece of shit.
Like, why couldn't you just join their Discord and leave?
I don't want to give them the satisfaction.
Well, see, like, here's the thing, though. Maybe it's just easier to link that information in a Discord.
Bullshit.
Like, I use Discord a lot just for transferring files from from my phone to my computer. Like, I have a Discord, like, DM channel that's just a file dump, and like one that's just like where I type things to where like it's just there, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. It just annoys me. It's the principle of the whole thing. It's just like, because there's plenty of videos out there and stuff where it's just like you go down into the description and it's an entire list and the links to those Nexus links for those mods, and you can just like, oh, I'll be watching the video and they're talking about this mod. I'm like, oh, that sounds really cool. Or this one doesn't sound that cool. I'm going to ignore that one. But, oh, this one sounds really cool. I'm going to go to the Nexus page. I can read about it, see what I need to do to install it, like what it actually does, and then I can install it. Like, I don't want to have to go to 20 different YouTube channels' Discords to get their mod list. To me, that's annoying. It's a stupid little thing. It's a pet peeve, I suppose, but I cannot abide.
All right. You've made your point. There needs to be a Skyrim.
If you want my mod list, come join my Discord server.
But yeah, so I'll be at your Discord later just to grab your mod list. I'll swing by your Discord and get your mod list here soon. But I definitely could see like a bunch of Skyrim nerds like just hanging out in VR chat, because they already got the Skyrim VR, right? And they're probably all sitting there, like, they probably got, like, would have, like, a Skyrim playthrough just up in the background, just, like, up, floating up in the sky or something playing. That would be hilarious.
Dude, you know what it would just end up happening is you just have a bunch of horny little young boys with their little sex mods for Skyrim and VR. Guarantee that's what would happen.
Well, I mean...
And yes, those are things.
They're already in VR. I'm pretty sure there's better ways to do that, to accomplish that goal, than doing like the Skyrim sex mods or whatever.
Probably.
There's probably,
but they still exist, so there's clearly a market for it.
True. Like, being in a certain universe does have a merit to immersion. We're stealing it, Kato. It's ours now. Immersion.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I think I was the one that started that.
Okay.
I
don't care. I'm still stealing it.
Royalties.
Okay. I'll let you. You can have half of whatever this podcast has. Oh no! I just saw a video of 3 people skydiving, and one of them fell through the parachute of another and just totally screwed him over, and that person's probably either dead or whatever. Talk about. That's not cool. I don't even want to watch the rest of it. I don't want to know if they splat or not. I just don't.
You be over here watching snuff videos. Damn.
No, I'm just scrolling Twitter looking for news and things to talk about. That's a great question. Would you ever skydive? Have you ever skydived?
I don't know the answer to that. I've never done it, but I don't know if I would.
Okay, all right. Well,
it's not on the top of my list of things to do. I'm not like a adrenaline junkie or, one of the type of person that goes looking for extreme sports and stuff like that. Probably not.
Yeah.
But what do I know? If given the opportunity, I've been known to do things that I may have not normally have subscribed to in the moment because I could be compulsive at times.
Like I could see myself doing it, and also I could see myself being like, nah, there's not really a point to it, right? Because like I've been in helicopters and airplanes and like done all that stuff and like rappelled down like towers and stuff like in the military and all that kind of, like I've done those things. I'm just like, okay, I see how this can be cool and fun and like a thing to do. But also at the same time, if I'm like, for me to go skydiving or something like that, I would need enough money to like not worry about it, right? Mm-hmm. To like be like, okay, like if something happens and I'm like out of work for a month, I'll be fine because I got enough money. And also like if I die, like my wife's gonna be taken care of and stuff like that. I got enough money, everything's fine. And then like, but like if I have that much money, I'm not gonna want to risk it, like
mm-hmm.
I want to like enjoy that money in a way that's probably not gonna kill me as like immensely as skydiving. Like, I know it's fairly safe nowadays with technology and stuff, but there's always the human error.
Sure. But that's true of anything.
Yeah.
Always human error. There's always something like that, Anything can go wrong with anything and everything. What's the term? Murphy's Law?
Yeah.
If it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Is that Murphy's Law?
I think so.
Dude, yeah, I think that is actually Murphy's Law. I think that, so I remember looking this up one day. This Murphy guy, you might have to Google behind me to double check. This Murphy guy I think he was I want to say he was like a aerospace engineer or a pilot or something like that. And he basically like pioneered the invention of like airplane, like fighter jet safety equipment. And like the ejector seat and like the gravity tester thing, like the G machine or whatever, and the like rocket sled, like he made and invented and like tested and developed all of this stuff, right? Like maybe not in that order, maybe not everything. Like maybe he didn't invent all of these things, but like he's kind of really known for using that shit. And I think that was like his big saying, like if it can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Yeah, the first thing that pops up is Murphy's Law was born at Edwards Air Force Base in 1949, named after Captain Edward A. Murphy, an engineer working on Air Force Project MX-981, a project designed to see how much sudden deceleration a person can stand in a crash.
How much is it?
I don't know. This is just the blurb on Google. If I click on it, it's actually part of LinkedIn, so it just like tries to take me to LinkedIn, and I.
Dude, don't you hate that shit when you're just like trying to find like information, and it's just like, all right, well, I'm going to click the top thing because I'm like trying to do something quick. Like I'm already in the middle of something else, but my brain won't shut up until I find out this information on this other thing. And you got to sit there and deal with the bullshit at the top of the search. Like, I hate that. Like, putting ads at the top, like advertised websites at the top of a search, that upsets me greatly.
Oh, yes.
Greatly.
Me as well.
And, like, you even get it on, like, DuckDuckGo searches and Firefox searches and stuff like that. But, like, Google searches is the worst. There needs to, you know how that we have ad blocker for, like, YouTube and stuff? There needs to be an ad block for that. Like, hey, get rid of all the top ad things. I don't want to see them.
There probably is.
Man, probably is like a setting or something. But anyway, oh, this little cat got its thing stuck in a jar. Here you go.
You gonna
Here
share
you go.
that?
I'm gonna share it. I'm gonna go like this, and I'm gonna go like that, and I'm sharing it with you.
Is this the palate cleanser?
This is the palate cleanser. This cat getting its head stuck in a jar, and then the jar breaking, and then the cat looking like it's an Egyptian cat.
Oh, jeez.
That's the palate cleanser, and then we got this palate cleanser right here. There you go. The burglar cat, and then
These are junkers.
He's a big chunky boy. Look at him. And then we've got, for all you Cult of the Lamb people out there, we've got a sushi lamb. I don't know why it does it twice every once in a while, but still. Did you ever play that game?
I've never played it.
Dude, it's a good like management sim. Like it's a colony game, but also a dungeon crawler. Like you do like, it's like an isometric dungeon crawler, sort of. Or it's like a roguelike dungeon crawler that's isometric in a way. And also you have your like colony with people that you take care of. So it's like The Sims, but if you went and like did dungeon crawling. Right? Like imagine Skyrim, right? And you exist in the first city and you're like the Thane of that first city or whatever. And then you just go out to different boroughs and go get loot and stuff and bring it back to that first city and build it up. That's what Cult of the Lamb is. Sorry, I had to put that in Skyrim terms for you.
Thank you.
My
brain is in like Skyrim mode lately, so
dude, my brain's in New World mode. I don't hold it against you at all. My brain's in New World mode. I love a lot of things about that game. Like it's got an open market.
It's a fun game.
Why don't you play it with me?
Well, I don't know, because we're never playing games at the same time.
Oh,
because you have this weird schedule where you're awake at like 3 a.m. and it's like the most abnormal schedule I've ever heard of.
Well, that's just like my through the week schedule. Like that's kind of just when I wake up, because I'm a boomer now and I go to bed at like 8:30, 9 o'clock, which this past week, dude, I have not been going to bed early. Like I've been going to bed late, and I've had a lot of stuff to do. So like my whole timetable has shifted. Right? It's not fun. I like my early morning. I'm just sitting here existing in my own existence, right? I need that as a human to feel normal.
That's fair. I mean, I feel like life is just figuring out ways to feel normal.
that's I mean, honestly, like that is it. Like my goal in life is to do what I gotta do to like live with myself, you know, and be happy and just exist, and that's it. That's like the only thing I gotta do. And also make enough money to like take care of my wife, and that's it.
Yeah, those are good things.
Yeah.